TDR, totally dancing radical.
That's us.
Right.
You didn't change my name, Paul. I don't like it. I don't like my new name.
Oh no, you're still Christian the Man. Christian the Man.
What's funny is that when we set that in the tech call, we said at the end, somebody better change that back because we're not going to remember to do it before the show.
Yeah.
And we were right. Whoever said that was absolutely correct. We did not change it back.
Totally forgot. Nobody noticed until we were live. But here we are, live. Tonight, we are playing Kids on Bikes, jammed by Colleen. Colleen, tell us about Kids on Bikes.
Yeah, Kids on Bikes, the limited edition. Yeah, Kids on Bikes is a fun narrative-driven game. All the players pretty much I give them prompts, and we role-play different scenes. But it's based on any kind of small town adventure where kids come of age. So this is like a good game if you want to play a movie version of The Goonies or It or Stranger Things or From the Loop. Tales from the Loop is also a Kids on Bike story. Usually it can range from things like conspiracies to aliens to occult Cthulhu monsters or just like, hey, there's vampires at the prom. Anything kind of quirky or fun. I find it to be a little bit more lighthearted than most games, so you can go really dark. Like one time I played it and everybody was like abducted by Russians. And there was another one where people turned into cat people at the end, and we don't know why that happened, but it was fun. But yeah, pretty much the players can take the game wherever they want. I'm just here to kind of course correct and control. A little bit more control than Fiasco. Fiasco is just as the name states. So the first part of Kids on Bikes is we're all going to create a world. We're going to create a town together, and then we're going to create our characters. So you can play a kid, a teenager, or an adult in Kids on Bikes. But a game full of adults is really boring. What I told the group before this. What I told the group before this. Oh, go ahead, Paul.
I was just going to jump in and say that as our viewers can tell from Max's awesome mustache, we're playing in the 80s, right?
Yeah,
right? That's what we're doing.
Yeah,
we're
1986.
Awesome.
1986.
The mustache is actually this is a modern day mustache. The fact that it might also fit in with the 80s is incidental.
Nope, it's clearly an 80s mustache.
The best kind of world for Kids on Bikes is usually before cell phones, usually before people can get any kind of real convenience. And the best town is a small enough town where you could go from point A to point B on a bicycle. So it has to be kind of a podunk town, as it were. Though I have seen people suggest maybe we're on Mars and there's rovers and it's in the future, but I've never gotten to do that game. I don't suggest we do that tonight because, oh my God. But yeah, like a small town, we'll pick different landscapes and features of it, and then we'll make our characters. One of the examples I gave to everybody was that why you want to have kids and Kids on Bikes. So you could have like a teenager or an adult show if you wanted. If you're thinking about a show like Stranger Things or The Goonies, the kids do the heavy lifting. They do all the adventure. They're set to go and do something weird. So when weird stuff happens, the kids are the ones who usually pick up on it and drive it forward. Especially because kids' fears are different than teenagers' and adults' fears. So like adults are afraid of things like divorce and mortgages and taxes and the government. And then teenagers are afraid of things like acne and rejection and bad grades and like Eric Schumacher or something. And then the government, but in a different way. So my permanent record, man.
The man.
And the man. And then kids will be like, I'm afraid of the government, but they don't actually know what that means when they say it. Kids are afraid of things like the dark and that bum who's actually a crab man on the beach and the thing under the bed and the werewolves that live in the forest and stuff like that. And sometimes in Kids on Bikes, those things are true. But the adults aren't going to listen to you because they're adults and they're thinking about mortgages. So those are the biggest difference between kids and teenagers. Usually do teenagers are great, but like just in Stranger Things, they're just do heavy lifting and punch the bad guy that the kids can't actually defeat physically. So that's kind of the big deal. And adults tend to be kind of like the adults who help kids the most are usually the ones who are a little bit off. Maybe you don't want to get in their car. So anyway, that being said, we're going to get more into the character sheet and all that stuff in a little while. Right now, we're going to build our town. So to build our town, we're going to answer a whole bunch of questions. The first of which is, of course, geographical features. So you have a small town. I want everybody to give me 3 major geographical features of the town. This is things like we're on the coast, or there's a mountain, or there's a lake, or a volcano, or whatever.
3 each, Colleen, or 3 total amongst us?
3 amongst you. So, yeah. And these are all like normal, natural objects. So you can decide, I want to be in the Midwest, and that's good enough for me. Or I want to be on a coast, and then we'll go into like, what's that coastline like? You can also say like, we have really harsh winters or something. Yeah, so what kind of little town do you have?
I think we should have like oh, sorry. What are you saying, Andy?
Oh, I was saying, can we do something like being on a major highway? Does that count? Natural? Not really.
Yeah, natural is not man-made, or...
Natural's not man-made, so we're going to do landmarks next, which are like big things that are in your town.
How about like a big, steep, like cliff or hill or something? You know, someplace that'd be totally awesome to ride and incredibly dangerous to ride your bike down. Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that you jump off of as like a test of initiation into the ocean.
Yeah. Oh,
then we're by the ocean too.
Hang on, let me go check my notes from the Twilight movies. I think I can pick some other stuff from there too. A Native American reservation and.
It took me that whole 30 seconds to be trying to remember the name.
So I heard gorges. So there's a gorge.
Yes, there's a gorge.
Gorge.
Wait,
is it a gorge or a cliff? Because a gorge has
a gorge. Gorges are more interesting.
A gorge has a side has a cliff on both sides, right?
Perfect.
Which is even better.
Great.
Yeah, you're basically a valley town, and there's a bunch of gorges, and that valley town's also next to an ocean somehow. So
or like a big lake.
Both.
Or there could be a lake.
Lake
Yeah, it could be a lake.
Big lake.
A big.
All right.
Yeah,
There's a big lake.
Big lake. You've basically now just described Ithaca, New York. Congratulations.
and we are in upstate New York.
Oh man.
Do you want to be in upstate New
Surprising
York?
amount of
We could do
Republicans
that.
is the other feature then.
You could do upstate New York. You know, White Plains.
Oh God.
Are y'all from upstate New York? Is that what we're doing? I've been there.
No, we're not from. Nobody's from upstate, right?
From
We all live
New
in
York.
downstate New York, aka New York.
We're in Staten Island, the small town of Staten Island.
Yeah, that's small town.
Hey,
No, I like upstate New York style.
I think it'd be fun.
Excellent.
It's really cold up there.
Right.
You got a
hey,
big
Andy,
lake, gorges.
some of our viewers are saying your volume is quite low. I don't know if you can get closer to your mic or I got your levels all the way up here. So
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Is that helpful?
that was
Oh,
that
sounds
does
good
sound
to
better.
me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks. Sorry.
Yep.
So if it's upstate, it should be a big creepy forest then too. Like a hilly forest that leads to a gorge. That
Yes. Ugh, and all the houses are like you have to wind down like this long road to get there, and you're pretty sure you're gonna get murdered. I love this.
yeah. That's
It's already a great town.
somebody in the audience is from upstate and they're like, these are all offensive stereotypes.
You haven't mentioned
Pretty
corn, so
cool town.
I think you're fine.
You can't.
You haven't
grow
mentioned
corn
the
in
Dairy
New York.
Queen.
Every
Oh,
The
man.
Dairy
Or
Queen.
the
There you go.
Wegmans.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
or the Wegmans. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, you thought I meant like the Dairy Queen, the restaurant. I'm talking about the annual dairy festival where someone crowns someone the Dairy Queen.
God.
Oh,
All right,
man.
this is the kind of town I'm
Oh.
talking about. All right, cool.
Yes.
You like gorges? a big lake, a big creepy forest on a hill. So your town is up on a big old hill, and there's a long road with houses that you winds down. So you probably like take your break, like your bike's really really fast down the hill.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Dangerously,
Awesome,
yeah,
sweetie.
yeah.
Okay,
Very
cool.
dangerous.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have a
Every
name for our
turn
town
has
yet?
one of those crosses to show that somebody has died in an accident on every curve. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Writing it down.
Oh, brutal.
Oh, no.
Now I'm just describing a road in Long Island, but
Wow.
Nice. Any ideas for a town name? I just want you guys to keep that in mind. Anytime you want to say a town name, we can do it, or we can move on to the next one, which is 3 landmarks. So this is things like the statue of the founder of the town is in the center of the town, or you have the Glass Museum if you want to go to Corning, New York, or you could even have like if you're on a coastal city, like a pirate ship that you know has crashed into the pier, or any kind of landmark.
Can
It could be
we
the
can we
Dairy
have
Queen.
can we have Andy's highway go run down the side of the gorge, and that's maybe why there's all those
Yeah.
crosses there. The truckers come
great.
through, and
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, that's so
you know.
dangerous.
So the highway
Yeah,
is
the
going
highway.
down this hill.
Yeah,
What's the number
yeah,
on the highway?
It runs route.
Should be I-90,
Nine.
right? Going upstate.
No, it is I-90. It is I-90.
It is I-90, I
We're
think.
just making a town.
We're just making a real town.
We're in
I-
New York.
I-90.
And then
Okay,
it would be
I-90.
You wanted to
And
be
there's-
an interstate.
Yeah,
I was thinking
but
of
it's
Major Highway, yeah.
you know it's like a super dangerous part. Like it used
Yeah.
to be Route 32, and it's that part where like they just kind of like put the I-90 signs on it, so it it kind of took over that piece of Route 32. And the
Nice.
truckers don't slow down, and sometimes their truck tips over and falls into the gorge. So the bottom of the gorge, what I've heard is that there's like a whole bunch of container trucks down there, and you can find all kinds of
my
awesome
God.
shit.
You can find anything down there.
Find
You really can.
Ataris, that ET
Yeah.
Atari video game.
I read-
There's a whole
Yeah.
truckload of those.
There's a whole chunk of the ET Atari video game that crashed.
Where all the games are.
Yeah.
You could literally find anything down there.
Anything.
Anything.
Nice.
But it's super dangerous to climb down there, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say the
Um,
town name is something like Krakatawaga. Got one of those Native American names. You just nobody
able
really
to
knows
pronounce.
if they're pronouncing correctly. Yeah.
How about Saganic? Sorry, real place. Maybe we shouldn't use that place.
I was trying to avoid. I was looking up silly upstate town names. I didn't want to take anyone's real town name.
I like Krakatawagba. I mean, I'm imagining all kinds of awesome T-shirts with puns around the word croc.
Yeah, Krakatawaga.
Oh, God. Do we have like a major opium problem? Should we not even go there?
No.
That's maybe we're a couple decades before that. I think we're okay still.
All
I think
right.
we're okay. Yeah. How many?
Cool.
I'm totally lost on how many.
We've only done one landmark.
We've
We've only done
I
one
think, great.
landmark, which
Yeah.
is
It's
the
an awesome
highway.
one, though.
But it's
It is
awesome,
an
and there's
awesome
stuff down in that gorge that you guys have never discovered before, such as fallen trucks and an ET video game, which I don't know if it's come out yet, but actually I think it has because it's Atari.
They're like a really cool mall that just opened, or a really old mall that basically
Feels like there should be a mall.
should be a mall, right?
Maybe it's a
Right.
newly renovated mall, so it's still kind of
Yeah.
bad, but
Yeah, they've only renovated like
parts of
the
it
first floor.
are okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What's
You
the
can
name of
go
the
down
mall?
to Ooh.
Krakata Mall.
Fairview.
Sorry.
What did you say, Christian?
Fairview.
Fairview
That's-
Mall. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
View
definitely-
Mall, perfect.
Wait, Fairview or Bearview?
Oh.
Fairview.
Fair.
I don't know.
Oh,
What did you say? Oh,
He said Fairview.
I said
but
fair
I like,
with an F, but I do like Fairview.
I like Bear.
Bear?
Fairview,
Bears?
but like a
rar?
bear or like bear, you know?
Like a bear.
Sorry, bear. Okay, great.
Like a bear. Okay, great. I'm imagining that there's a bunch of bear statues all around this mall, like that. They keep redecorating it, and they keep on putting up like big plastic and ceramic bears.
It's actually all
Oh yeah,
local
and every
artwork.
Christmas. Oh no! And every Christmas they put little Santa hats on them.
Yeah. It's all locals who are into like chainsaw sculpture.
What is this town?
Well,
This
where's
is
the main
every
kid?
town upstate. I'm relatively confident all we've done is create a real upstate town.
We're gonna look this up afterwards, and we're going to have actually found a town.
You're hilarious. Where's the kids and the teenagers like to hang out? Where do the kids like to hang out? Where's the cool place that the kids go on their bikes?
I was thinking that there could be like a boardwalk kind of area on the lake. That's like the only reason anybody stops here that doesn't live here is to get gas and a sandwich at this place.
Oh, and it's got like a Ferris wheel, and it's like the docks from Bob's Burgers or whatever. It's got a really bad half amusement park there.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, but a bad Ferris wheel. Like, they've got a Ferris wheel, but like, you don't really go on that.
Yeah.
It's good. It's one of those amusement parks that's so small that the roller coaster is only fun until you're about 8, and like anyone over the age of 8 is like, it's not that great.
Yeah. Like the kind of amusement park that's
it's called Nunley's, I think. I think it's called Nunley's.
What?
That's good.
What is
And
that?
there's like paddle boats.
Yeah,
Like, you can get
actually
paddle
went to
boats.
Nunley's.
Paddle boats, yeah.
There's other
Yeah.
stuff.
There's never anybody there. Maybe like one board teen supposed to run everything. They're never around.
Your volume's fading out again, Andy. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I do.
Oh yeah, there you go. I
Yeah,
think
your
it's just your
microphone
mic
just keeps
slipping away
falling
from
away
your
from your
mouth.
face.
Yeah.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, be like you're in an
Nunley's,
action
okay, I like
film on
that.
the plane. Just hold it close.
Yes.
What? Colleen, there's a I don't know if this is on the list or not, but you said that at some point I think we have to invent a like an event. Is that on?
Yes,
Is that a thing we're doing?
So every year there's a major event for the town. What is it?
Yeah, so we have a great thing from the chat that I want to call out, which is the Lake Krakatoa Walleye Fishing Festival.
That's fantastic. That's
Nice.
That's great.
that.
But we continue to go down a road of accuracy that I'm just not.
Who wins the fishing contest every year?
Vance does, because he suggested it. Thanks, Vance. You're in the game now.
Yeah, excellent.
Does Vance have a
Walleye
fake last
Vance,
name?
they call
Make
it.
up
Vance have a
Walleye
what?
Vance. A
Walleye
fake last
Vance,
name? Walleye Vance.
Nobody knows it. He's just Walleye Vance.
Walleye
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah, he lives in a house like all the way at the end of that whiny thing, and we only ever see him just to win the fishing contest.
I mean, if you go down to Lake Krakatoa, you can usually see him out there with his waders on. He's usually out
he
there
nice?
any morning.
Oh.
Is he nice to
so
kids?
then- It's probably not
I
nice to
think
anybody.
so.
I think he actually is nice to kids, but he's scary. So most kids don't approach him. But if you bother to actually go say hi to him, he's actually a nice guy.
Like he'll wave when he sees you, and then you run away.
Yeah.
Oh, but there he has a hook for hand. I'm sorry, I'm just maybe I went a little too far. He waves, but he doesn't know it's scary because he's just like, oh shit.
He's just always holding a big hook, and he has long sleeves, so
Yeah,
it's a
he's
whole.
holding them.
You know.
Always
So then
holding
the
them.
third-
And he
the third
smells like
landmark-
fish.
Yeah.
Thanks, Vance.
Thanks, Vance.
That'll teach anybody to type suggestions in chat.
Awesome.
So then the third location should then be the tackle shop / arcade.
Tackle
Combined-
shop / arcade.
Tackle shop
Yes!
/
Oh, of course.
arcade.
Uh-huh.
So the
But
teenagers
it's
are there playing Street Fighter, but it's just like 3 arcade cabinets and the bake
Mostly
shop.
a tackle shop. They just
Not
thought
Yeah.
to
Street. You get older Max. It's not Street Fighter. They're playing.
Jesus
They're
Christ.
playing
They're
Galactica.
playing Pac-Man.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Space Invaders.
So, what's the major industry in the town? What brings people actually into the town to spend money?
Or highway, maybe? People get
They
stuck
don't-
there.
The gas stations,
Maybe
Logging?
fishing or lumber, I think.
fishing,
Fishing
or
would make-
lumber.
Yeah, the tackle shop.
Fishing might
probably
make
sense. I bet there's a big lumber mill somewhere. Can we add a big
There
There you
scary
go.
Yeah,
lumber
lumber
mill?
Yeah. Scary lumber mill. I like that.
Oh, a big lumber
So
mill that everyone's
this-
parents forget.
This can always be an industry that's also failing. Like we can also say like it was lumber, but now like because of the highway took out a bunch of trees, and maybe it's not doing as well as it used to be doing, right? And there's a whole bunch of like we want to preserve the parks in the area, so there's a lot of limitations on where people can go and get the lumber at this point.
Mhm.
Everyone
Mhm.
cool with that?
Well, yeah.
That
I
sounds
mean,
great.
the excessive lumber milling has actually been affecting the beaver population, and that
Yeah.
that in turn has yeah.
That's a big
yeah.
problem because we're big beaver people. That's the school
There's-
mascot. Actually,
there's-
beaver people.
Oh, the mascot is the beaver. That's actually one of my questions. Was what's the
Wow.
school mascot?
Wow.
Beaver.
We have
What's the
beaver.
beaver's name?
Beavers.
The beavers.
Bill the beaver.
Busby.
Tell me, Andy.
Busby the beaver.
Buzzy.
I said
Busby.
Bill, but I like Busby.
Oh, Phil is good too.
Make a choice.
Bill Beaver. Bill Beavers.
Phil.
Phil
Phil-
B. Beaver. Phil B. Beaver.
Wait,
Yeah,
I think
that's
she's saying Bill with a B, like William,
Oh.
not Philip.
No, I'm saying Phil. I'm saying
Oh,
Philip.
you're saying Phil? Okay,
Phil.
Phil the Beaver.
Oh,
Sure,
absolutely.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought there was going to be some alliteration, but no. Okay, fine.
No.
That's
No,
why
not
it's
Phil,
this
Phil the
town.
Beaver.
B.
Not in this town.
Beaver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Phil
Beaver.
B. Beaver.
B stands for industry.
What? Beaver.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so that's a middle school, high school combo. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And what
That's right.
color is Phil's hat?
Purple.
Purple. Great.
Purple.
So your colors are purple.
Purple. It's color purple.
Excellent. Oh my god. What is the so we got Crocotanagua, right?
Crocotanaqua. I forget now. Hang on a second. I'm gonna go back to Vance's message.
Aguana. Croc. You have the town of Croc.
Crococataqua. There you go.
Crococataqua.
Aqua.
Yeah, lots of
Crococataqua.
Q's in there.
Right?
Crococataqua.
Here's the next one. Are you ready?
Yep.
What is the neighboring town? The rival neighboring town?
Springfield.
Springfield.
Where the red fair goes
Yeah.
every year.
That track.
It's where the Ren Fair is.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that's our other major event. Is that once a year a lot of people pour into Renfield. They get way more money than we do.
Is it Renfield or Brimfield?
No, it's
Springfield,
Springfield,
whatever
but it's where the Ren Fair
Springfield.
is.
Springfield. The Springfield Titans. Every year the Titans try to take the Beavers, but
Yeah, and they do.
Springfield.
And they do. And they do. We're
They
not
do.
very good.
Springfield. What was the animal? What?
The Titans.
Sorry, Titans. The Titans.
the Titans, the Springfield Titans,
Versus
because
the
they're Titans of industry.
Wow.
Titans of Ren Fair.
Oh my god. Okay, great.
Big page
I know.
turn.
I know, I did. I had to. Okay, we got the name. That one's done. Okay, what what is the tackle bait and arcade shop being demolished to build in its place?
Oh.
I know.
Oh,
I'm so sorry, everybody.
What?
I know.
I
A
don't know.
yacht club. Fancy
Bass
yacht
fishing
club.
shop.
For the lake.
Oh, a yacht club.
Wow.
Yeah. Like the whole area is it's a yacht club for Springfield and the other neighboring towns.
Oh my god.
Those
Is it
rich
also gonna be-
Springfield dice.
Yeah.
Do they also own like a swath of land to make a golf course?
Yeah.
Yeah, golf
Probably.
course on
Oh
their
yeah,
end.
part of the major lumbering section is being cut
Yeah,
down to make a golf course. Yeah.
They're gonna buy out the old lumber mill, knock all that down, make it their golf course. The jerks, because it's all been cleared of trees.
Yeah. Local government's really letting us down. That's not really a kid problem.
I'm quite confident that's an upstate problem, though.
Oh boy. Once again, we've invented a real town.
Yeah.
So where did most of the adults work right now?
Oh?
Maybe still at the lumber mill, it's just winding down, you know.
Okay, so some people might have some laid off parents.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the actual woodcutters have been laid off, but some of the admin people are still there.
Yeah, so selling off the remaining lumber. That's
Yeah.
what's left.
Man. All right, now we get into some tricky stuff. We're going to talk about rumors. We're going to make...
The Fleetwood Mac album, or...
We're going to make some rumors about the town, 2 rumors that kids have about the town. Rumors the kids can make can be pretty weird. And then we're going to do what the teen version of that rumor is, and then what the adult version of that rumor is.
Ooh, cool.
Okay, so
I really like it being about the trucks in the gorge. I mean, that's really
Cool.
fun.
All right.
I heard you can find anything. Is that what we want to do?
I heard you can find anything. But maybe something specific and ridiculous, right? What would kids think is specifically down there? That is
something down there. Like someone went down there and found something really cool.
Yeah.
A lost treasure or like a Atari game system?
No, something really valuable, something that could save the town, right? There's
oh my god! Yes.
There were diamonds. There was some thieves who were smuggling
diamonds
in a truck.
Yes.
In a truck
And
filled
the truck
in a truck full of ET Atari games. There was
one giant diamond.
There was one giant diamond hidden in amongst all the Atari cartridges.
Oh my god! Yes, it was a heist. There was a big heist, and there was a police chase, and they got knocked off the thing, and no one ever found them.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
So that's okay. So there's a big diamond or a cache of diamonds in a truck. It fell off the gorge because it was part of a heist, and the police officers charged them off the gorge, and no one ever saw the police officers again, or the truck, or the diamonds.
Yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
I mean, police officers probably just left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably went to Springfield for donuts.
Yeah.
Colleen, we're getting a little feedback from your mic.
Yeah.
I don't know what's causing that. Okay. Thank you.
1 second, everybody.
Thank you very much. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's cool. Sorry, just give me a minute. So while I am doing this, think of the teenager version of the diamond heist truck thing.
There are dead bodies down there.
Oh,
There
There are dead bodies you can check out.
still a kid
Yeah,
thing.
you think the teenage version maybe is that there's the diamond thing is just nonsense, but that there's there was a terrible accident. A truck crashed down there. There's full of dead bodies now, and that's like one night the police cordoned it off or whatnot, but they couldn't get down there. They couldn't get. It was too dangerous to get down there and pull the bodies out, so they're still down there.
Yeah. Are there still diamonds in this rumor, or is it just people died?
Diamonds are bullshit, according to the teenagers.
Well,
Diamonds are bullshit.
That makes
You don't
sense.
think it could be funny? Like, diamonds is stupid. Who would do a diamond? But I heard it's like just bags of unmarked cash.
It could be, I guess.
Mostly it's
No, you won't
bodies.
know. Mostly it's bodies.
Definitely bodies. That's why the cops were there, but they couldn't climb down. Officer Buford tried to climb down and nearly broke his neck. So.
Sorry. Is my feedback better now?
I
still
I still hear it.
Yeah, I still hear a little wobbly whenever you talk. A little.
It's not
Yeah.
I don't know. I turned down my gain. I don't know. But also, my husband's watching us downstairs, and his volume's really loud. And I think the volume is coming up, and it's getting picked up.
Interesting. Tell him to use headphones for crying out loud.
Yeah,
You can call him that right here.
Yeah.
Matt, use I'm talking to you right now, Matt. Use headphones.
We're all talking. Put headphones on.
He may have stopped watching us at this point, or he turned down. Wait,
It might have worked because
No.
I think it stopped.
Yeah,
I think that was
totally
perfect. Yeah.
Wow.
thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great job,
Oh, part of the game. It's experience.
Oh goodness! Oh
One
goodness!
thing I like is Ash in the chat says that the teen version is that it's a briefcase of cocaine. It's just drugs.
Wow.
It's drugs.
Yes.
Drugs.
And the adult version is that there was a criminal gang that was using. Well, that's terrifying. Jeez.
Oh, do you remember
Wow.
Harold from the very first season of 10 Dead Rats? He used to hang out behind me. He was brought back. Oh,
Wow.
Oh. Thank you.
No,
No. Bye.
Yeah.
no, it says, don't stop calling me out in chat.
Well, those are the dead bodies the teenagers talk about in the chat.
Those are the
That
dead
one's not
bodies.
going to play
They
on
are.
the. That one's not going to play for the podcast listeners.
No, there's a strange person behind me. Thank you for this sunstone.
Oh, hey, giant diamond. That makes sense.
Oh, that's the
Maybe
diamond.
the
Diamonds.
adult version is that there's a criminal gang that use the town as like a hideout, like a New York City gang.
Oh,
And
yes.
they're the ones who got run off the road when the cops were chasing them all the way up here.
Yeah. And maybe
Wait,
they're going to come
this is
back
the-
with their stuff.
This is the teen rumor? Or the adult
It's the
rumor?
adult version.
The adult
It's kind of
version.
silly.
You gotta tone it down. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
but like
the adult ones.
this is like adult one should be like Harv had a DIY and
Yeah.
Yeah.
his truck went off the road or his like trailer went off the road or something like that. Like or
Aw,
yeah, it's gotta be
so
really,
boring.
really boring. Like super boring.
Hey.
That's those are adult like rumors.
Yeah, the adult one is just that there's that one turn on the highway that's super dangerous, and and a truck rolled off of it one night, and I don't know. There continues to be debate about how to like address it, like whether we need a
Yeah.
traffic light or something.
That's good. That's good. There's a very contentious
yeah.
traffic light, pro and anti-traffic light contingents.
They don't want to.
Yeah.
They don't want to put a traffic light there because then it won't be part of the highway, and they won't get use from the truckers.
Well, really, what you need is an exit. Like, really, there should be a nice exit with a cloverleaf there, but that's way too much money. The town government can't afford that kind of.
Now, the real thing that solves these are
State
roundabouts.
Government won't
What we
wait.
need is a
Yeah. So
roundabout.
Look, the community chest is having a meeting next Thursday about how to address the dangerous
God.
turn.
Guys.
We'll discuss all the
Guys.
options.
Governor in 1986 of New York was still Cuomo. It was the other Cuomo.
So
That
sorry.
checks out. That checks out. Yeah.
Help!
In this universe, it's 1980s Cynthia Nixon.
Oh God.
Okay.
A lot of New York-specific humor here. I hope that that's playing for everybody. A lot of state-specific stuff here on the World Wide
man.
Web. Yeah.
Well, New York is endlessly funny, I say as a lifelong New Yorker. Everyone gets it. It's so great.
Everybody gets it. Yep. Steering
So do
committee.
we need a...
All right. Last question. Who established the town? What?
Oh.
What?
Who
you can, well, I
established
mean,
it? Like,
you can always come up with more
day?
rumors.
Okay.
Like, if you want to come up with one more rumor than the gorge, we can totally do another rumor. Like, I would love to see a rumor about either the lake, would be fantastic, or a rumor about the fishing festival.
Ooh, about the fishing festival. I heard it's rigged.
That should be an adult rumor right there. It's rigged.
The rumor is just rigged.
You know? And
I like that.
I don't know how to make that fun for kids.
It could be completely unrelated. Like the rumor can be completely unrelated. It could be rigged. The kids could say that there's something living underneath the lake, or it could be like Vance is actually a sea creature. That's why he wins every year, because he knows where the fish live and he swims under there with his gills. Like you can totally go. Sorry, Vance.
I've got I got the kid one for you. There is living in the lake a massive walleyed bass that is so huge it could swallow a kid whole. Easy.
That's great.
And the reason that Vance always wins the competition is because he can talk to it.
And he can talk to it. That's great. Yeah.
He knows how to make it calm and make it swim away so that he can catch other fish, and win the competition.
Ooh, that's good.
That's as good. I like that.
I like it. All right. And it can swallow kids.
What's the teen version of the rumor? The old version is it's rigged.
Man.
Teen version that Vance can talk to the giant walleyed fish. What's the teen version?
What's the sexy teen version? I heard that Vance is sleeping with the judges.
Yeah, Vance has an affair with one of the judges, and that's how he always wins.
That's how he wins.
Nice.
That guy
That
smells like
Vance is
fish.
smelly. That Vance is smelly, but when he takes his gaiters off, they say he can really woo a person. He used to be young, very young and handsome back in his early fishing days.
Which judge?
And that's why you don't say in Krakatoa, because you wind up like walleyed Vance. You gotta get out of town, otherwise you wind up with walleyed Vance, and the best you can do is sleep with the fishing judges.
Yeah. Colleen?
Which fishing judge is he sleeping with? And
Deborah.
what do they do?
Deborah,
Love
absolutely
you. Love
Deborah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who else could it be?
Couldn't get away from it. I didn't bring it up this time. And what does she do in the town?
She's the
She's the Dairy
PTA
Queen.
president.
She's the
president.
EPA president.
PTA president.
Did you say EPA or
PTA.
PTA.
PTA. Yeah.
It would also be funny if she was the EPA president, because there's all those logging.
Like the parents group?
Yeah, the
Parent Teacher Association.
Does that mean she has kids? Vance, you scoundrel.
Or she's just a teacher.
Or she's just a teacher. All right, well, if you're kids, what does she teach? Biology.
Oh man, no, chemistry. Christian and I did this bit totally unrelatedly recently, so I was ready for that one. Yeah.
Okay, she doesn't do chemistry. That's too on the nose. It has to be good.
PE. But just
Oh
pick
my
pick
god,
a choice.
yes, PE. That's good.
Home ec?
Pick one.
PE.
I like PE. I like PE. She's always wearing a sweatsuit. She always wears every day a different colored sweatsuit.
Tracksuit.
Dawn,
Yeah.
I love it. Tracksuit.
oh,
but it's the 80s. Oh, wait, hold on. This is the 80s. So it's the leotard. It's the unitard with the tights, underneath it.
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
glimmers.
hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on the
And she
weekend she does
insists that the kids
videos.
call her Miss Deborah, even though no kid likes it. They all have. She insists that they call her Miss Deborah. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, cool. We good.
The teen
Maybe-
rumor is that
maybe-
you could sleep with her too.
Yeah.
Maybe they call her Ms. Deborah with a Z.
Ms. Deborah, yeah. If you're nasty.
God, she's gone from like Mrs. Trunchbull to like the hottest teacher in town.
Yeah.
She went through degrees, Trunchbull, and then she hit the Glee teacher, and then now all of a sudden she's
hot but
on the upswing technique.
trashy, you know. Hot but trashy.
She's
Yep. Great.
Cameron Diaz in bad education. Anyway, we've gone.
Yeah, we've
Bad
gone.
teacher. Bad
I mean, I'm sure she teaches PE just fine.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Now we've got our town. We just to go over what we agreed on in our contract,
Yeah.
because there's stuff there. There might be one other question, a couple other questions. Once we figure out who we all are, we make characters. I might ask some additional questions about the town. But this is great. So we got Crocotanagua.
Crocotanagua.
Tanaqua. God. Yeah. There are.
Not 100% any of us have said it the same way twice.
It's a town. It's a town in upstate New York, full of gorges. As there's a large, expansive lake. It's got big,
Oh, what's
creepy
the name of
forest.
the lake?
It's Lake
yeah, it's
Crocotanagua.
Oh, Great Crocotanagua. Okay, great. Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah. The
come on,
town's
get
name
with the
Lake.
program, Max.
Sorry.
That was three different names in rapid succession.
Whatever.
I think one thing we're all sure about is the name of the town. Yeah.
Town
Yeah, there are many
Crocotanagua.
regional pronunciations.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Exactly.
Creepy forest. The town is up on a big hill where there's a long winding road with all the houses are laid out on this road. The winding road curves at narrow and steep corners and is a converted Route 32 into Highway I-90. Right? Great. It's many trucks have come around that curve too fast and have filled a portion of the gorge, though no one can see the wreckage. At the bottom, there is treasures that to be found.
Oh, that must be
From
where the
people.
forest is, right? That's why you can't see down there because it's all full of trees.
Well,
Right?
the whole
Sure.
thing. What's
I mean,
full of trees?
Trees have to be accessible for
The
Usually-
gorge. No? I know. It doesn't make geological sense. Is that a
In my head, it doesn't.
possibility?
I can put
I'm just
trees
not
down
sure what
there.
a gorge
Imagine
is,
a gorge.
real quick.
A gorge. So okay, this is what a gorge is. A gorge is there's a forest, and there's a big slate rock that has basically been carved by a glacier at some point in history. So a gorge is like a bottom of a small river or a stream. So you might have like a waterfall that cuts into it, and it's a really, really
That's
deep,
good,
steep
yeah.
area. There's forest all on top, and then usually if you're really high up, you might not be able to see the bottom if it's a really steep, deep gorge because there's usually water or some trees down there.
That makes sense.
Great.
Well, and we could totally like work with it. So there's probably a waterfall in the town as well.
Waterfalls where all the
And-
teens jump off to prove their toughness.
Ooh.
Mm.
Mhm.
Mm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Colleen, you being like, do I want to write that down? No.
I'm just thinking about.
Did you not like it because it's from Twilight? Because I don't think that's a reason to discount the idea. I know it's from Twilight, but it's still a good idea.
Do any of them survive from jumping off this gorge? Because that sounds like they would.
As far as everyone knows, everyone has survived.
Sure, everyone. Okay, seems.
There's smaller waterfalls that people jump off of. People aren't jumping into the gorge. Nobody goes down the gorge. There's diamonds down there. God, Max, read a book.
Could be. There's tons of diamonds and cocaine.
Oh, that's right. You can't jump
bottom.
into the gorge. You have to jump into the lake. Okay, all right. Yeah. I take it back. Maybe there's a hill by a lake that you jump into.
So aside from the highway, there's also this really cool renovated mall called Bearview. It's got lots of bear statues and like bear art. Like there's a stained glass window of a bear that's like the main window when you come in. Great. It's actually really small. That's what I wrote down. So small. And then there's by the lake. Anybody want to add any other details about the bears or the mall? Cool.
That seems
little
good,
Santa hats during the holidays.
Yeah.
They dress the bears up.
Santa hats for the holidays. Yeah,
that's correct.
Yeah.
Boardwalk next to the lake. Sporty, very tiny. Carnival joyride called. Wait, hold on. I said Nunley's? Nunley's.
Yep.
Nunley's.
Amusements. Nunley's
Amusement. Yeah. This is where some kids like to hang out, but only if you're like about 8, because the roller coasters are really, really tiny. The school mascot, name of the school, is it just going to be the Kanaka?
Yep.
It should not be called that. It should not be called that. It's called the wait, I've got this.
Crocodile Middle School.
It's called the William Howard Taft High School.
Wow. Couldn't have picked
Anyone think of a more obscure president? Yeah.
Martin Van Buren.
Martin Van Buren. Oh, it's the Martin Van Buren Middle School and the William Howard Taft High School.
Which is one building. It's just one sign.
Yeah.
One sign on one side of the building, one side on the other.
What's the name? Hold on. What? Wait.
Martin Van Buren Middle School. William Howard Taft High School.
Taft High School. Yeah.
Oh my God.
What? What's the problem?
I say the Taft High School, but everybody just gets stuck in the bathroom or in the hall. Like, is that okay?
Yeah, you can't think of a joke about Martin Van Buren though, because there's
no.
No.
Martin Van Buren, first president to be photographed in a daguerreotype, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's a fact. That's the only fact they tell you when you start middle school. They show you the Martin Van Buren daguerreotype. That's all they tell you about him.
There is only one mascot. There's only one mascot for the middle school, high school, at the Van Buren Taft School, and that is Phil B. Beaver. And he wears a purple hat.
Phil B. Beaver. I love him.
Of course, there's great rivalry across the way at the neighboring town, Springfield.
And the George Washington High School.
Yeah, George Washington High School.
Their mascot is, of course, the Titans, and they always pummel you in football. And Springfield is also where the annual Ren Fair takes place, while Crocotanagua sports the local fishing festival.
Wow.
Yeah.
Walleye Fishing Festival.
Yes. Well, no, it's not a walleye fishing festival. It's just a fishing festival. But the walleye fish always wins, who is caught by Vance. Walleye Vance.
Walleye Vance. Yeah.
He lives on the top of the hill, You actually have a lot of information around Vance. He lives on the top of the hill. He's always got his waders on. And he's super scary, but he actually really enjoys the kids. And sometimes he's holding different implements in his hands that are scary, such as a hook. But he has 2 hands.
It's, it's one of those, like a big meat hook for holding up a big heavy fish.
Exactly. He's possibly dating the PE teacher of the school, who's also the president of the PTA, Deborah.
Ms. Deborah.
Ms. Deborah. Ms. Deborah. The other major industry in town is, of course, a lumbering yard, which is unfortunately hitting hard times as they're running out of places to chop wood, as the beaver is the local animal in town and is now protected, and they can't use that land anymore for lumber. The other awesome, cool place that kids like to hang out is the arcade and bait and tackle shop, which unfortunately has come to light to the town that is going to be demolished to make room for the Springfield Yacht and Golf Club. Jerks. Among the rumors in the town, there is loads of diamonds and cocaine at the bottom of the gorge, and possibly dead bodies. The town is going to meet and discuss how to put in a traffic light. And the other rumor is that the fishing contest is rigged every year. Vance is dating a judge, Deborah. And the most exciting rumor that I'm most excited about is that there is, in fact, a giant-sized walleyed bass that can eat a child whole. And Vance always wins because he can talk to it.
Oh, my God.
All right. Thank you.
So I think we're nailing it so far.
I love it. This is the
That's
best
great.
town. I want to visit this town.
Walleye is a pretty terrifying looking fish, too.
Yeah, it is.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, now that we've done that, let's talk about ourselves and whoever is playing. So I just want to get a good feel. Who wants to play a kid? Who wants to play a teen?
I was
Christian, what do you want?
playing a teen. Oh, sorry, go ahead, yeah.
I was going to play a kid.
Yeah. And Max, you're going to play a teen?
I am going to do a teen.
Oh, can you work at the Auntie Annie's in the mall?
I want to work at Nunley's Amusements, operating the very dangerous rides.
Of
They're
course,
not that
that's
dangerous.
perfect.
I mean, if they're dangerous, it's just because they're in disrepair.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the one who repairs them, so I know they're in bad repair.
And they've not trained you. I would like to play a kid.
Okay. And Paul?
I
You
also want to
decided
play a
to-
kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I also just play a kid then, or?
No, it's always cool to have a teen to help lift things. So the big difference between so stat wise, the difference between playing a kid and a teen for all our people who can actually see videos. I know I'm not cool like Paul. I didn't go to Tech Week, and I don't know how to post it online. But we'll show it next time. The character sheet is broken down into name, age, fear, motivation, description. So if you're a kid, you're going to be between 8 and 12. You can also be a 13-year-old, but then really you're a teen. But whatever. You can be as young as 8 if you want to. I suggest around 11 to 13 is probably the range that you want to be at. If you want to go any younger than that, pretty much playing my son, and that's weird. But kids are both charming and they have bonuses to flight. So the stats are fight, flight, brains, brawn, charm, and grit. You get a full set of dice in this game, so you get a D4, a D6, D8, D10, D12, and a D20. And you pick one of those dice to go into each of these stats. So your best stat would be your D20, and your not so great stat would be your D4. Kids get, like I said, a +1 to flight, and charm, where teens get a +1 to fight and brawn. Fight is how well you actually physically fight. I can hit somebody. I can kick you in the shins. I can throw a thing. I can throw a rock. Flight is your ability to get away or dodge or like move. So if something scares you, you want to run, or if you want to get out of the way of something, that's flight. Brains is how intelligent you are and how you can remember facts. So if you're like really good at math and you're the mathlete, brains is your best bet. Brawn is how strong you are, how burly. It's also like how much damage you can take. So if you want to lift something really, really big, you can use brawn. But if you're like taking a hit, that's also brawn. And of course, teenagers are, working out at the gym. I don't know, I don't remember being that strong. I was even an athlete when I was a beginning teenager, and I don't feel like I was that strong. But whatever, kids on bikes. And charm is your ability of persuasion, how nice you are, how kind of people like you. Kids are generally more likable. People don't want to hurt kids unless you have some problems that you want to talk to a therapist about. And then grit is how well you deal with stress. So grit is like if something really weird happens or something scary, you're going to roll grit to try to resist being terrified or scared or being at a negative. So it's kind of like psychological damage in a way. Cool. Sweet.
Colleen, I assume that the high die is the best and the low die is the worst. Is that true?
Yeah. So generally when you're doing a challenge, I'm going to give you a base number, like roll a 5, right? The usual challenge rating is around a 5 to a 7. That's like tough. And then you can always succeed. You could succeed on like a really easy roll. Like a really easy roll would be like a 2 or a 4 or something like that. And you can roll your D4, and if it hits a 4, it explodes. So you can do an exceptional with the D4 or another die. It will explode. Also, if you are doing a plan, so there's planned actions, and there's I'm forgetting the name of it, but it's actions on the fly. There's planned, and then there's the other one, which is not planned. But if you have it planned, you can take and say like you're doing brains, right? And your highest die on your brains is a 10. And I say the difficulty is 5. You can decide to just cut your 10 in half and say, oh, well, I succeed because I have a 5. So the die is high enough to cut in half. So you can cut in half whatever your die is and just say that's what I rolled if it's a planned action. If you're doing the other one, which is like by the seat of your pants, you can't do that, but you can use the explosion, and failing isn't as detrimental because it's not as embarrassing because you didn't know what you were doing, and you're kind of like, oops, and you learn as you go. When you fail, you also get something called an adversity token. So failure isn't always bad. An adversity token you can use to either use one of your skills or strengths, or you can use it to add to your die roll. I can also give you adversity tokens if I feel like it. Strengths are you get as a teenager you get rebellious off the bat. If you're a kid, you get quick healing, and then you get to pick 2. They're all pretty cool. They all do different things. I have to look them up in the book. Great. You can also look them in the book, but they all do very individual things. And they come up, just remind me that you have that thing, kind of like in Dead Rats.
I assume we can fill in whatever we want for the skilled at one.
Yeah, you can be like, I'm skilled at chewing gum. And then whenever you think that's applicable, you can say, yeah, there's this total hot guy, but I'm really good at chewing gum. And he gets distracted by the gum. And I'm like, cool, add a +1 to charm. And you're like, cool, or whatever. Yeah, you get to make it up. Cool. I'm not afraid. And then flaws are just kind of cool role play things that I can poke you for, but really it's just your amusement. And then your backpack, anything can fit in your backpack. So if you want to bring a flashlight, awesome. If you want to bring a rope, cool. If you want to bring your Walkman, awesome. It's cool. If you want to bring your hamster, go for it. If you want to bring your trauma or any of your other baggage, you can put that in there too because it will fit. So you could put like your fear of spiders or like your dad was late picking you up on that Tuesday night and he forgot about you. Where was he? He was at the bait and tackle shop talking to Vance again for hours. Man, that guy's charming.
Oh my god, he's seducing the whole town.
But yeah, so make it fun. Then you fill out your fear. So what your kid fears are things like the dark, like I said before. Teenage fears are things like social pressure, acne. Someone's gonna break up with me. And then motivations like what you really want. That could be something like I want. For kids and teenagers, it could be really simple. Like teenagers, I really want that PE teacher Deborah to look at me. Or for a kid, it could be like I really want an NES for Christmas. Or I really want a puppy. Or you could get really dark. It'd be like I just want my mom to hug me. Please, this game isn't going to be super dark, so that might not come up. And then you add your description, which is great. Once we feel a little comfortable about who we are, we're going to, give yourselves a name. And then we're going to go back and forth and talk about, real quick, how we all know each other in the town. So we play some music, because this is usually in the con, where I'm I put on some Cyndi Lauper or something. And in this game, I would totally do Cyndi Lauper, because we've got hidden jewels and a heist and bank robbers.
Yeah.
And a big fish feature.
Don't get us kicked off of Twitch, please. So
I'm not going to. I'm sorry. Cyndi Lauper. I mean,
you could sing it. I think you can't play it, but you could sing it.
I can't sing that. I'm not a soprano. Do that.
Tell me, Colleen. I'm just looking at the character sheet here and trying to fill it out. So
yeah.
I wrote down my name, my age. I wrote a fear, one motivation, and then flaws. It says flaws. Is there a number of flaws I should be making up? Or
choose two. You can choose two. You can always take more, but don't cripple yourself. Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In this game, there's no hit points. Failures are like conditions. So when you fail, the level of failure allows me to narrate bad things, and level of success, you get to narrate cool things. I might ask you what happens, and if you don't come up with something fast enough, I'll just fill it in, because I took improv. Yeah. Max is dirty improver.
So I misunderstood the assignment, and I actually did all of this before.
That's awesome, Christian. Tell us about your kid.
Teacher's pet there. DM's
pet.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So my character's name is Luke. He's 12 years old. His motivation is that he wants people to think he's cool. And he's a cool kid. He is cool. He's he wears the backwards baseball cap and the Thrasher tee and a flannel tied around his waist. And he definitely knows how to skateboard. He doesn't just carry it around. He definitely knows how. He's secretly afraid of the dark. He sleeps with a nightlight. And more specifically, he's also secretly afraid of his sister's Furby, which is just the scariest thing in the world to him. It definitely gives him nightmares. Yeah, should I go through the rest?
What's your sister's name?
What is my sister's name? My sister's name is Teresa.
She older or younger?
She's younger. Well, I don't know. What age do you get a Furby? I think of that as a little kid toy, right?
Oh, you're out.
She's the younger sister.
Okay. Make her 8.
Such a good fear.
8 sounds good.
8 sounds
8,
great.
but 8 wearing like a backwards hat.
No, the sister's
Anything
8.
My
8-year-olds
character,
knew about
my
that.
character's 12.
Oh, your character's 12. I
Luke is
see.
12.
Okay, sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And you wear a backwards hat? What's on the hat?
What's on the hat? The hat is a some band that he's never actually listened to, like some punk rock band.
80s
like
Black Flag.
Yeah, Black Flag. Sure. He's definitely never listened to their music.
Furby's a little futuristic for us, Christian. Can we make it like a
No.
Gizmo doll? Yeah.
I wasn't going to tell him.
God.
I didn't have the
90s.
heart.
Furby's 90s,
No,
man.
these are too futuristic.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
The problem
Yeah,
is
you're
if
going to
you
have to go with a
remember
Teddy
it, it's
Ruxpin.
too futuristic.
I suggest
yeah.
a Teddy
Teddy
Ruxpin.
Teddy Ruxpin.
There you
that
go.
works.
Teddy Ruxpin. Perfect.
That talks, right?
Yeah, it does.
Furby
You put
does.
cassettes in it. He had
Yeah,
a cassette
okay.
player built into his
There you
stomach.
Oh shit, this is
That
way
is
scarier than
terrifying.
Furby. Yeah, no, that is terrifying. I mean, that thing is... I'm looking at a picture of Teresa with her Teddy Ruxpin right now, and that's awful. Yeah.
So I didn't know where to put this, but a big thing about Luke is that he really wants everyone to think he's cool, but he's really into nerdy stuff. So he likes if Pokemon cards were a thing, he'd be into Pokemon cards hardcore.
Hogs.
Right now, the nerdiest book I could think of that he carries around with him in his backpack, but secretly, is a copy of Lord of the Rings.
Garbage
Classic.
Pail Kid cards, maybe, instead of Pokemon?
Garbage Pail.
Garbage Pail Kid
Okay.
cards? Oh, man.
Oh
Twitch can't shut us down for using copyrighted things that haven't been relevant in 40 years.
no!
Is this really going to be an issue on Twitch, just mentioning stuff that's out of date?
No.
one uses anymore?
No,
Okay.
all I was asking was that you not actually play music. Like, don't play
I'm not.
copyrighted music. That's
I think-
other than that, you're fine.
I didn't go to Tech Week. I'm good.
Colleen couldn't play copyrighted music if she wanted to.
Oh, help. All right. Cool. Anybody else have
Christian, you're Luke.
Luke, yeah. And sorry, his flaws are that he's insecure and cowardly.
Oh.
Oh.
How do you feel about Vance?
Terrified. Absolutely terrified. Doesn't like fish
That's
either.
gonna be my favorite.
So the walleyes creep him out.
All right, I think I'm good.
All right, Max. Tell us about your character.
So my name is Marty Drinkwater, 16. Really big t-shirt, whatever the equivalent of like those parachute pants from the 80s were, or like the Jinko jeans. What kind of Jinko jean equivalent do we have?
It is 80s. Isn't
You could have jams. You could wear jams.
Jams.
What is that? I do a lot of Googling this.
it?
Yeah, you are.
Let's check that out. Absolutely perfect. 100% ideal with like a flower pattern, bright red. Yeah, that's actually spot on. 16. My big fear is not getting into college. My motivation is to get stoned and stay stoned. My flaws are irrational and absent-minded. And my strengths are rebellious, which I get for free, easygoing, and lucky.
Nice.
And I operate the rides at Numley's Amusements, where I mostly just push one button over and over again and hang out with a bunch of kids. Which I have a great time with.
Yeah, we all think you're really cool.
Yeah, kids are the only ones who think I'm really cool. My peers find me unbearable.
I bet.
Oh wow. What?
I've got all my backpack items too. Do we?
Yeah. What? So wait, hold on. You're
Yep.
afraid you won't get into college. What do you want to go to college for?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't actually want to go to college. I'm just afraid I'm not going to get in.
Okay. Undecided then.
Undecided.
Undecided.
Official. My proposed major is liberal arts. That's what I tell
Oh
people.
boy.
It's a good one. Cool. Yeah. Let's hear about your backpack.
Well, now I'm worried about getting kicked off Twitch. I've got an eighth of something. I won't say what specifically, but it is an eighth of whatever it is.
An eighth of whatever it is.
I have a single apple, a lighter,
Like a Zippo lighter that you flick all the time.
Zippo lighter, a pack of all half-smoked cigarettes,
Oh boy.
a book of poetry translated from another language, and a Polaroid of Cynthia from Homeroom.
Wow. Wow. What a creep. I love him.
A single apple is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. That's so good. A single apple.
Nice. All right. Paul or Andy, do you have a character yet?
I think I have one. It's not as single apple, but I have one. My character's name is Charlie. He is also 12 or 11 maybe. Just very, very, very small, like always wearing a very large hoodie, everything hand me down from, an older sibling, an older brother, who lives back in Ithaca, where I moved from last year. And I want to go back. It was way cooler there. It was way, way, way better. I spend all my time at the arcade playing the games. There were way more games in Ithaca. So my strengths are unassuming and skilled at video games. My flaws are secretive and disloyal. My motivation is I want to go home. I want to move back to Ithaca with my older brother, who is 19 and has his own place and is really, really cool. And I don't see why I couldn't live with him. And my fear is that giant fish. It's terrifying. I hate that.
Fear giant fish.
What's your brother's name?
Do you hear the... Mike. And I have my backpack stuff. I have a Rubik's Cube, if that's still applicable. I've got a Swiss Army knife. I have notebooks full of drawings of video game characters, and like a lot of pencils. And not my homework. I have like one syllabus like crammed all the way in the bottom that I've like drawn like a link on.
Link, that's good. He-Man.
He-Man.
So what do your parents do? Are they here?
Maybe one of my parents moved. Maybe one of my parents are with the new golf course set up. Maybe they've done renovations like that in the past, and they're there to help supervise.
That's good.
Yeah.
Can you give them a name?
Parent? Oh Jesus.
Mom and Dad.
Yeah. So in scenes where you
Mom
talk
and
to
Dad.
your parent, there'll be Mom, like, God damn it, Charlie, you could call me Deborah. Don't call me Deborah because that's just my go-to.
Her name is also Deborah. Her name's Yes.
No,
Actually.
that'd be very confusing.
My mom is
Francine.
She's Francine, and she's the one who has the job that we're moving for, and I hate her.
Yeah.
Cool.
These are all great
Francine.
characters so far.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited.
I'm the interior designer, supervisor for the new golf course. Charlie, straighten out your hoodie, dear. It's too baggy. Can't have you being seen with me at the golf course with that, dear. You're going to have to straighten
Then
up.
I won't go. Go to the arcade. It sucks. So we can be in Ithaca. The coolest place in the world.
Ithaca is gorgeous, but there's gorgeous here. You'll get used to them. All right, cool. Paul, tell us about your kid.
Okay. My character is Ross Feldman. I'm 12 years old. My fear is getting picked on. My motivation is to reach the last level of Gauntlet.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. My flaws are I am clumsy and easily distracted. I am. Let's see. My I can't remember what the names of these things are with the checkboxes. Are they skills? They are
Strengths.
There's strength.
Strengths. Okay. So quick healing. I'm skilled at computers, and I'm prepared. And I have a bunch of stuff in my backpack. I can tell you what I have in my backpack if you want. I can go through it. Okay, I have my Pac-Man pencil case, which is like all full of cool pencils and erasers and stuff. And there's like one eraser for each of the ghosts from Pac-Man in there. And I've got some graph paper, and I've got my inhaler, and a couple comic books, power pack. I've got an emergency rain poncho. I've got a flashlight. I got I have a box of floppy disks.
Nice.
Oh my god.
And I have my dad's lineman tool, which I guess you could like plug it into like some phone lines or something. I think that's how it works.
Paul looked around his office and was like, what kind of things would a 12-year-old have?
I think I recognize each of these things as a prop from a different 80s themed role-playing game.
Correct.
There you go. Got to reuse.
I think the lineman's tool might have been from a 90s themed role-playing game, but still pretty good.
It was 80s.
Yeah, so I imagine you're pretty upset about the arcade bait and tackle shop.
Yeah. How am I going to reach the last level of Gauntlet?
Yeah. So, what do you think needs to... What? Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, because Gauntlet's a 4-player game, what I really need is like 3 friends to play it with me. I think that's going to be the trick.
Oh.
Where will you find
That's a
3
shame.
friends?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to try.
So Paul, is there anyone here that you know already? Would you like to know? And is the relationship positive or negative?
I probably know Charlie from the arcade.
Yeah. It's been all my time there.
Cool.
Do you hang out, or...
Is this a positive relationship or a negative one?
It's probably. I think it's positive. I think we get along. I'm not sure that we're like really in the same circles, but we respect each other's skill.
So this is where we do a random. If you'd like, we could do a random question. You roll a d20, and then I'll ask the question from the book.
Ooh.
Of random world building.
I got a 19.
19. What's your first memory of Charlie?
My first memory of Charlie was Charlie. What game are you good at?
Ooh, that's a good question. What let me Google games that were in arcades in 1986?
Okay, cool.
Arcade games.
My first memory of Charlie was seeing his name actually in the high score list of Galactica at the arcade,
Ooh,
and I was like, "Who's Charlie?"
Nice.
And Charlie was there, and he said, "That's me." And I turned around, and I was like, "What? What? How'd you beat my score?" And then Charlie went and showed me a really cool trick on how to get bonus points on level 17 that I had never heard of.
Nice.
Everyone knows it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows it in Ithaca.
They Cornell University and they know how to play Galaga. Cool.
But it would only be a 3-letter abbreviation of Charlie's name because it's a high scoreboard, right? So what?
I've decided my name is Charlie St. James, so it'd be CSJ.
Nice.
What?
Nice.
Francine St. James.
That's an incredible name.
Francine St. James. God.
That's fantastic. That's
Holy
I don't know
shit.
why, but that's fantastic.
So Charlie, why don't you pick a character that you would like me to ask a question about? Someone you know, and it could be a positive or a negative. You tell me a positive, negative, then you roll a d20.
Okay. I don't think I spent any time at the arcade space, but maybe we're neighbors? Max, what's your character's name again? I gotta write this down.
Marty.
Marty?
Nobody calls me
Drink
Marty.
water.
Marty!
Nobody calls me Marty.
Marty. I call you Marty the first
drink
time I meet
water.
you. Marty, maybe
I do work at the Nunleys. We could be neighbors, yeah.
We could be neighbors. Yeah, I'm good with that.
So you want a positive relationship or a negative? Or you can also have an I don't really know them. We could do that too.
I would say Marty spends a lot of time alone, right? Like I see you alone around.
Yeah. Or with
Yeah,
other
that
children,
was super
super
cool.
basically.
I would
Super
think that
cool.
was
Oh
super
my god.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah. So I'm gonna give that a positive.
A positive? Great. Are you sure you want a positive relationship with Marty? I'm just being real. All right, roll a d20.
I mean, I don't think we're besties, but 15.
You don't have to. 15.
Yep.
Cool. Oh boy. What do you and this character have a mutual weird love of?
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, no. You chose positive.
Cynthia from Home
I did
Room.
choose. Oh my god.
Wait,
Gross.
what was
Whose
it?
homeroom?
Gross.
Which person's homeroom exactly? Because you're
My
16.
homeroom. It's not weird. It's not weird. It's my homeroom. Yeah.
Jeevers.
Mutual weird love of. Jeez, I don't know. Oh, maybe we could both be like racing our bikes around the curve near our apartment. Like there's like a roundabout near our houses or something.
Oh, I like that. Marty's actually still got like a children-sized bike too, so it's like a really like we actually race very head to head, but we don't really speak that much about it.
That's why Charlie thinks that Marty's so cool. We never talk.
That's great.
Race. Never have a conversation about it. I think he's the coolest. Reminds me of my brother a little bit. Yeah,
A little bit. Yeah.
My brother's way cooler.
Yeah, he is. Cool.
He's got his
Awesome.
own place at 19. Yeah.
All right, Max, pick somebody you either know or you don't know. And if you do know them, pick it a positive or a negative.
I'm gonna go with Luke, and I'm gonna say positive that Marty actually thinks he's a pretty cool little kid.
Oh,
So
Also,
roll a d20 and we'll
Luke can
ask
do
a
it.
question.
Who can do a kickflip?
It's gonna
13.
be awesome. Let's do it. 13. What about this character always makes you happy?
oh,
Yeah, it makes you happy.
Oh man.
Yeah. He's a little kid.
Uh,
He's got a hat.
I have seen. I like both Luke's vibe carrying a skateboard around, but I've seen him pull out his Garbage Pail Kid trading cards, and I enjoy that he is really into his own things, no matter what other people think is cool.
Just the complete opposite of what Luke wants.
That's what I think. Yeah. That's
The worst possible thing for Luke.
All right. Luke, unless you want to add more to this wonderful exchange and how that exactly happened.
No, I think that's good. I think having a weird team.
I think maybe the Nunley's Amusements is where skateboarding happens, because it's got a bunch of detritus all over it, so it's good for skateboarding.
It's got a really good curb in the parking lot that's got just like been waxed 1,000 times by the skaters.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Sounds
Marty's
right.
always out there eating his apple, and Luke is out there skateboarding, and so they chat sometimes.
Okay.
I think Luke thinks that Marty's a fucking loser.
Yeah, no, that's right. I think that's great. Yeah.
I think Luke sees the way the other teams treat Marty, and he's like, I don't want to be near this guy. This is not the kind of person I need to be hanging out with.
Oh my god.
Marty being too uncool for a 12-year-old is really perfect, I think.
Well, that sounds like a negative relationship. Do you want to ask a negative question, Luke, of Marty?
Sure,
these way?
sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
9.
9. What is the most dishonest thing you've ever seen this character do? This should be easy for you.
The most dishonest thing. Well, like, he tells people that I have trading cards, and that's not true. Like, no, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have anything like that. That'd be like, what kind of weirdo's got like a bag full of trading cards? Like, no, why would he say that?
Maybe I always find like Garbage Pail Kid cards that like fly off the ride or something. I always give them to you, which you hate.
Right, which I hate, but I keep. I've added that to my backpack, by the way, a binder full of trading cards.
Nice.
All right, Max, we do this one more time. We each get 2, basically, of questions to ask. So pick another relationship with somebody. You can either be someone you don't know or positive and negative. I like that there was at least one negative, and I think it was really funny as well, because I like how that led to like the dishonest, even though we already established that this teenager is probably stoned all the time and not very reliable in general.
Which is honest.
Just still honest, yeah.
I'm gonna go with negative for Ross, just because that sounds the funniest. For some reason, Marty thinks Ross is just a huge dweeb who is not worthy of respect.
Want to roll a d20 for the question?
3.
3. What could make you betray this character? You just think he's a dweeb? Is that enough?
Betray
Betray
yeah,
him. Betray this small child. This computer nerd. How are you going to do it? Will it be a long plan or a short plan?
This is the stupidest. I'm constantly trying to override his gauntlet score. I'm not really very good at it, but I'm constantly trying to just beat him out. Because I think he looks like a dweeb.
That's so cruel.
Uh,
That's okay. I don't care about the score. I just want to see the last level.
yeah, you would.
It's okay.
Of course.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Oops,
Does that
I
hurt
got the
your-
high score again.
Did that hurt your
Damn it.
feelings, Ross, that he does that? Or you're just like, whatever?
If he's let's see, the fact that he does it doesn't hurt my feelings, but if he like makes a point of like gloating or picking on me about it, that does.
No.
Which I'm sure he
I don't
does.
know. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I like that. Yeah.
Do you
let's-
like after you get the high score, are you like in your face, nerd? Or
I think he keeps it real subtle. Every time I leave, I just go up and try and kind of whisper up to you like, yeah, check out the new high score. RSS. But my thing is though, my 3 letters are always like ASS or BUT or something.
Yes! Disrespecting the sanctity of the game. God.
It's a bunch of curse words and Ross's name in the gauntlet machine.
All right, Ross.
It's not that you want to beat my high score, but you just want the high scores to say Ross ass sex.
Yeah, I'm desperately trying to make it say Ross has ass sex. But it's really hard to get the numbers, to get the scores right.
Oh my god. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
He's 12.
Yeah.
Well.
That's what makes it so funny. Yeah.
God.
All right, Ross. Do you have another relationship, positive, negative, or you don't actually know this person yet?
Oh man. Oh,
You already have one with Charm.
Yeah.
And evidently you kind of have a relationship with,
with Marty.
that church
I
Marty who.
What if I actually don't know Marty? What if I don't know who's doing this to me?
That's great. Cool.
I love that.
So
That's
good.
so funny.
Who's the high score? Who's doing this to the high scoreboard?
Want to roll a d20 to see if we can have another question about them? That makes sense. They might not, but yeah, let's try it.
Sure. I got a
Who's
12.
doing this?
It's not that cool.
Aw,
And if
this
they
doesn't
like
quite
Gauntlet
fit.
so much, why don't they just play multiplayer with me? What the hell?
Oh.
I don't think this one really fits your character much.
No,
I think
no.
if you probably could re-roll it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you another one. I got an 8.
Based on what you know, how is this character different from the rest of their family?
From the rest
Yeah,
of their
I don't think-
family.
I don't think Marty really talked about his family.
Can I stretch that a little and say that he's different from the other people at the arcade because he's actually quite good at Gauntlet, but is like embarrassed of it instead of like being proud of like his awesome high score. He's actually like clearly he's using his fake names. Whoever this guy is.
Freaking weirdo guy. Beating you.
I mean, he's really good. He always plays the Valkyrie.
And Charlie, how about you give us another relationship?
Okay. I would say a negative for Luke. He's trying too hard.
Gosh. All right. Roll your d20.
Because he's so cool.
The truth is that
Whatever.
Luke is trying too
12.
hard.
12?
Yeah.
Oh, I've read the wrong one. How far would you go to avoid being alone with this character?
Oh my god. Like pretty far. Would Luke ever be seen in the arcade?
Would Luke ever be seen in the arcade? No. No.
Okay. Maybe we have like class together or something, and I always sit at the very, very, very back opposite of him, and probably Luke does that also, or maybe doesn't even notice me, since one of my strengths is unassuming. But I feel like it's a mutual disrespect.
Yeah. We both think the other person is trying too hard.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Luke is like,
like
we
that.
get it. You're from Ithaca, whatever.
That's great.
Have you ever been to Ithaca?
Jeez.
God.
No, whatever.
Whatever.
We're like Shithaca.
You shouldn't even go to Ithaca. Why don't you just stay in forever? No one can even pronounce your stupid town.
It's Krakatoa. It's pretty easy to pronounce. Little do you kids know, Ithaca is not actually that cool.
No, Ithaca sucks. For anyone who doesn't know about Ithaca, Ithaca's the
I think earlier someone typed in chat that Ithaca is beautiful, but I'm pretty sure they did it in the SpongeBob letters, so it might not have been.
They say Ithaca is gorgeous because that's probably what they say.
It is the bumper sticker and the T-shirt.
Yeah,
And the
Ithaca is
cup.
gorgeous.
Ithaca's gorgeous. Wow.
Oh yeah, the big
Yeah.
sweater I wear all the time is if it does say Ithaca is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
fantastic.
thing they say.
That's the
about
thing they say. That's
Ithaca.
their only thing. That's their literal only thing.
You guys are great. Awesome. So, Ross, I
Now
have a
that
question
we
for
ruined
you.
Colleen's name before it even started.
No, this is good. I mean, I got beavers out of this. I got a man who possibly can talk to a fish, and I have a bait and tackle arcade shop that's going to get shut down for a golf course, which is kind of like the setup for Goonies, but not quite the setup for Goonies. So I'm pretty happy so far. Not saying that this is going to be Goonies, but there might be something that happened in that gorge, and you might have to go find it. We don't know because it's up to you. But Ross, what did you do when you found out that the bait and tackle shop and arcade was going to get shut down, and it only had 5 days until they're going to close the shop to start doing specs for a renovation, for a breakdown?
Not what I
Yeah.
expected.
What did I do?
Yeah. How did you react? How did you feel, man? That's tough.
I was yeah, I mean I'm really bummed. And so I wrote a letter to the town. Who's the head of the town here? The mayor? I wrote a letter to the mayor. I wrote a letter to the mayor about how important the arcade and bait and tackle shop was to our town and how we need to protect it, especially the Gauntlet game, because there isn't another one in any of the nearby towns. It's the only one around, and it's really important that we protect it.
Yeah, the mayor doesn't get back to you.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
You don't say.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
Not even a nice form letter signed by a secretary or something. No.
She's probably still working on it, but they do have that large meeting about the stoplight that some people in the town don't want to have happen. So they're very busy right now.
Stoplight.
Yeah. And the damn stoplight. Yeah, it gets in the way of
Here's
everything.
the stoplight.
I'm also going to say that the fishing festival is 2 weeks away.
Oh, Fish Fest right after they take down the tackle shop. That's unfortunate.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
really unfortunate. People must be pissed.
Yeah,
They're
whose
bringing
parent
it
is the
up
most...
again.
Whose parents are most upset about the bait and tackle shop being shut down because they're going to join the fishing festival?
Whose His parent is part fish.
Bottom of the lake.
I'm gonna go with Marty's mom, Margaret. She's just a super nice homemaker kind of mom, but she really wants to get into fishing. Maybe
This is
she has
gonna
a
be her big
crush on
chance.
Walleyed Vance. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. She has a thing for Walleyed Vance?
Maybe. He's the only fishing participant we've named, so...
Have you ever been up to his house?
Walleyed Vance's? No. It's so far up the hill. Takes forever to ride a bike up there. I don't really have like a 10 speed. It's sort of a 1 speed kind of not a lot of leg room scenario.
Is Walleyed Vance actually like quite attractive? Like even though he's like always
He's
wearing
super hot.
waders,
He's super hot.
Oh,
Yeah.
super hot.
Yeah.
Like,
and it smells like fish, and very unassuming. He doesn't talk to people, so he takes off the
But here's
hat
the
and you get like the Fabio.
Yeah. He's got a
Real
magnified
rugged
mustache.
outdoorsy type, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god!
I'd imagine
Oh
that
my-
there's moments from your childhood during the fishing festival where like your moms or your aunts may have taken you out to the lake because they're not fishing, but Walleyed Vance is out there fishing. And they're like, no, Mom, I don't want to go. And she's like, come on, we're going to go see the fish.
It's
fisherman.
kind of one of
Just
those really
got
hot
lost.
summer days because he's taking his shirt off.
Yeah.
Walleyed Vance, the local thirst trap.
No one really knows
Oh.
his real age.
Yeah.
The idea
Always
that
been
the
around.
moms love him and the kids are scared of him is
Highlight again.
really funny.
Yeah.
I don't like
I like
him.
that.
He's got a hook for a hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At a certain age, like you start realizing that Vance is kind of hot, and that's your sexual
Yeah.
awakening.
Oh my god. Oh man.
He's gonna fire us.
Yeah, now the game's over. No. Because of Walleyed Vance. This is a good point into which to inform you all of another secret mechanic in this game called the powered character, which everyone at the table gets to play. At some point, this character will show up. Christian just goes off screen. He just kind of leaned over. I don't know if he laughed or lost something. Maybe it was Walleyed Vance that distracted him.
It can't be Walleyed Vance. Very
Are you
important.
sure,
Cannot
though?
be. Yeah.
It can't be Walleyed Vance.
But he can talk to fish.
Fish, and he's so
He
hot.
can't talk to fish. He can't talk to fish.
I heard he can.
He wins
could
because he's
be
got
the
a thing
powered
with Miss
character.
Deborah.
He could be, in fact. There is a talk to animals card as a power ability that one of you could have. But this, the way the special character works is that once the special character is revealed in the game, everybody at the table gets control over that character through their special abilities and powers. So you'll have attributes of the character, and then you'll have special abilities. When everybody wants to tap that ability, like talks to fish, whoever has that card gets to control the unnamed power character who can talk to fish. And that's how that would work.
Are we just out of curiosity, Colleen? Are we piling too much onto Vance? Do we need other characters here?
I love Vance. I would love other characters, so I asked about your parents. If there's another trusted adult, that's cool. I sense that there's probably a gaggle of teenagers who do not like Marty and make his day miserable.
Oh, yeah.
So
Marty's got one friend / dealer. That was what I had in my head. Marty's got one friend / drug dealer that he hangs out with. A somehow more despicable teenager than himself.
I was thinking, like, what if
I gotta look for that one,
the
sorry.
What if the powered character, just throwing this out there, was somehow involved with the arcade? Either like someone who, either the owner of the arcade or someone who works there, the person who like gets you change or whatever. I don't know. Or is it better that this person is a child? Should they also be a child, Colleen, or should they?
They don't have to be a child. They could be adult. Usually, it comes out during play. So as we're exploring the world in the town, there'll usually be an opportune moment for the powered character to be revealed.
Okay, so we don't have to make them up in advance.
Yeah. So let's say the plot goes towards the fish, then Vance might be a perfect powered character, or maybe something really cool happens in the arcade the day before it closes, and something happens, and we reveal a powered character. A powered character, like, traditionally usually isn't the villain. I've never really seen it play that way. It's usually somebody that is trying to help the players, or is someone who's along for the ride with the players. Yeah, so I've seen it played as, like, a robot. Like, there was one game where there was, like, an iron giant. They didn't know until they found it, and I said, "Oh, well, you find a body in the field and describe it to me." And someone's like, "They're made of metal," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. We're going robot. Let's do this," kind of thing. There's also been like one of the powered characters was a little girl who was lost in a lighthouse that they were finding, who was psychic. There's been, basically like 11 from Stranger Things. So it could be a whole bunch of people. But it does help to make characters along the way to kind of flesh out a role. So like if there is a store manager for the bait and tackle fish shop, that's a really useful NPC. I'll make some people up on the fly. I just thought in my head, maybe there's a gaggle of teenagers from Springfield who come and they just mess around at Nunley's. They're like from the lacrosse team. And they try to get on the small kid ride, and Marty has to deal with them, but Marty isn't sitting in his seat right now, so I can't really go with that. But maybe when Max comes back, we could talk about Nunley's lacrosse team. But there could be that. There could be there might be a conjoined summer camp. Yeah, go ahead.
I like the idea of there being. It doesn't necessarily need to be an adult, or maybe just an older teen who works at the arcade. Who's got the stupid change maker on his belt. Who's maybe nice to all the people in the arcade, right? Who's nice to all the kids, and is just kind of a cool, chill older person.
Yeah,
who apparently is called Stan, according to Matt. His name is Stan. So there you go.
Nice.
He sounds like a Stan.
Yeah. I kind of like the idea of there being like, I don't know, the person who owns the bait and tackle shop just inherited the bait and tackle shop but is really into video games, so is just trying to build up like a secondary arcade on the side, like, buying one or two like refurbished games like as they can afford it. So is like really interested in the thing.
They just like that's maybe Stan's father, who is like into the mechanics of it. So he's always got a cabinet that's like half open with like parts all spilling out, and he's always got like a soldering iron in his hand.
He buys them from like estate sales or something. They're not that old, but like he buys them like broken ones and tries to fix them.
Yeah. Yep. His name is Stan Senior.
Nice. Nice.
Mr.
Stan and Big Stan.
Yeah, Big Stan's 15. Actual, like the older Stan is like kind of short. But he's like a sweetheart. Everyone likes him, Like all the kids know that he's like trying to get more games in the shop. And every time you come in, you're like, "Mr. Stan, what are you getting? Like this game?" And he's like, "I'm working on it."
Huh.
Oh, I can't believe we're running Mr. Stan out of business.
Yeah, you are. Your mom is running them out of business with her interior design.
She freaking sucks.
Okay, so who are the big money makers who are bringing the yacht club and the golf clubs? Like, I feel like these people need to have some names. Maybe even your parents know them, or maybe they have children of their own that wear polo sweaters. I feel like that's a thing that has to happen.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Does Luke is Luke friends with them, like the kids, like the cool rich kids?
Yeah, I was thinking that like maybe it's the owner of the mall, right? Is one of the people bringing it in, and because it's a new fancy mall, and I was imagining that Luke's parents own a store at the mall, so they're like kind of in on it, right?
That's good.
Ooh, what kind of store do they have?
Like record store that also sells music paraphernalia.
That's good.
Got to be a cassette store, right?
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
also sells that.
Okay,
so does Luke play video games?
Nobody really wants to.
Which game does he really want to play?
I think he thinks Gauntlet is really cool.
Gauntlet's got to be
the elf.
Yeah.
He really wants to play
It
the
is
elf.
cool. Nice.
I need to do so much Googling about Gauntlet when we're done with this.
For anyone who doesn't know the video game, it has no end.
Oh.
There is no end level. It doesn't end.
So here's what we're gonna do because we got 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
When we meet up, Mr. Stan is setting up a video game competition in the next 3 days to try to raise money to save the bait and tackle shop. And it's going to be a huge event. And he's actually getting some of Luke's parents to do some of the music and set up like a good, cool surround sound. He's putting some of his last dollars in there to kind of get everybody to come have a big party and raise as much funds to try to save the shop. So that should cover everybody being there. So when we start up, it's going to be the day before the contest. And Stan has asked Ross's help to come and show off his gauntlet skills. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to think on my feet. The gauntlet skills, but then Marty beat his score again, so then Mr. Stan's just like, "Come on, Marty, I need you at the stand playing some games, and you gotta bring your friend there, little Charlie there. You know, just show everybody how to play these games and stuff. We'll raise enough money, and if you kids can find some night crawlers in the morning, that'd be great because I need those back of the counters. People come in for the fish shop, you know. So yeah, next time we'll start off at the beginning of the end of the arcade bait and shop. So we're gonna have a big contest. We're all gonna play video games. Try to save the arcade.
Yeah, it says ass in big letters on the top.
Nice.
Stands like, I'm trying to. This is a family-friendly joint. You gotta knock it off.
Yeah. So
oh God.
yeah, I'll do a bigger like write up for the whole first time with the contest and what the stakes are, what the games like. Help, like if the chat can help me come up with some more games in the arcade, that's awesome. We'll use them. We'll get it all populated, and then also, I guess, bait because I don't know what else people are gonna be fishing. But I would imagine like they'd have one of those big talky bass fish over one of the arcade machines, and maybe there's like a pinball. Yeah, and of course, Charlie, you know that your mom is super mad that this whole contest is happening because it's just getting in the way, and they are ready. They got bulldozers already contracted and the plan. So you think someone might try to come in and sabotage it? You're getting the down low.
Ooh,
you find some plans and some letters on. Yeah, you find some letters on her desk.
That's helpful because my flaw is secretive. So.
Dun, dun, dun. All right.
That would be great.
And Luke, the arcade's shutting, so this might be your last chance to play Gauntlet.
Yeah, yeah, I'm definitely there to help out with my parent. Make sure they pick good music, right? They don't want like bad music when they're playing Gauntlet. And if I watch a little video game, it's like what what else am I gonna do?
All right, awesome. So that's a good setup. We'll start there because obviously we only got 3 minutes left, so we can like jump in the role play. I think that's going to be our stuff is the big video game bait and tackle. I wonder what happens when like Big Bass Hunter comes out. This is gonna be like the biggest town's hit ever.
Huge.
Incredible.
Huge.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and this story could go multiple all over the place. So we could get into the fish stuff. We might totally ignore the fish stuff and go pure like what's happening in video game Vale. So like just we can go anywhere, and we can also switch up the rumors. We can add rumors at any time in the game. So if you're like, oh, well, I heard there was one guy named Mike, and he got really far in Gauntlet, and then he disappeared. Like, he got to the last level, and it's like, we could do whatever. We could come up with all those kinds of rumors. I'm going to write that one down, actually. That one's really good.
I love that. That's so good.
Mike got to the last level of Gauntlet, and we never heard from him again. Bum, bum, bum. All right. Paul, how do you want me to close this stuff up? Because I'm good.
That's it. Just thanks everybody for joining us. A lot of setup in this first episode, but we'll dig into the meat, I suppose, coming up next week. So please join us then, and we'll see you next week on TDR. Good night, everybody.
Woohoo! Thanks, everybody.
Bye.